Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, Dragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi, I'm Cozy. I play Darrakar. He's a Minotaur fighter from Brawl.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakami-sama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hi, I'm Diamond Worm, and I play Lankas Skipzaggle, an Illusionist thief, Tinker Gnome from Kryn.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Mortar. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hey there, I'm Zakhan. I play Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest and thief from Realm Space. His gimmick is coming up with fun titles every week. So his current title is the Malpractice Mechanical Monstrosity Manipulator. I had to mute the stream then because I was hearing myself as I was saying it. That was really put me off. But yeah, I put it in brackets what his interpretation of it is, which is a manipulator of mechanical machinations or, strange objects.
We'll see if you can manipulate this one at all. For viewers who wish to give the player or Dungeon Master of their choice a bit of a boost in game, 500 bits will get a reroll. Currently, Braxon has 2, Finn has 5. Ockar and Lafdul have 0, Darrakar and Solas have 1, Lankas has 5, and I, the Dungeon Master, have only 13. We left off last time. The party had learned about what exactly they're going to need to protect. And we got a couple more rerolls, one for Lafdul, one for Ockar. There we go. Mark those down. Thank you very much there, Anghammarand. So, you've been led into a large chamber with a black iron monstrosity on metal wheels, with a long series of carriages behind it, and most of you have no idea what the heck this thing is. Lankas has some idea. Although, Lankas, you probably don't understand why this also can't press your clothes. What else are you going to do with Steam, right?
Yeah.
And you have an opportunity to start asking some questions of the loaders. There are the guards there as well. Engineers are all getting this ready, loading up cargo onto the 10 cargo carts. You'd already decided that you wanted one of the passenger cars to be put up at the front as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still change that if you want, if you change your mind.
Okay.
How fast does this thing go?
They will tell you fast enough. They'll actually tell you that it goes quite quickly. Generally faster than a horse can move. Almost as fast as most seagoing ships is going to be how they'll describe it. Vorgan is the dwarf who led you to this large chamber, and there's multiple of these metal bars on the ground that these things are sitting at in multiple places. Only one of them is filled with this line of metal carriages, though. And that's the one that they're loading up. You are introduced to the leader of the Dwarven warriors who will be guarding the train. He is Sergeant Ragan. He gives you a nod. He's directing his guards on checking their equipment. You can tell that they are equipped with mail shirts. They have got shields, short swords as their primary weapons, and heavy crossbows as well.
Yeah.
And Sergeant Ragan will tell you that their primary tactic, if they encounter anything of particular danger, is to fire with the crossbows, then move in with short swords if necessary.
That sounds quite sensible.
Mm-hmm.
You are also introduced to the 2 engineers who will be at the front of this whole monstrosity, Vosh and Zirkle. One of them is called a fireman, and his job is to feed the black stones that are in the second car into the engine, as they call it. And the other one is the actual engineer who maintains the device if there's any problems along the way. They also introduce you to the brakeman. He is at the very end of the car. His name is Inart. And he also handles paperwork for this particular train.
Yeah.
Is absolutely fascinated by this train and is immediately going to bombard the engineer with questions.
Well, before you do
Right.
that, Vorgan, after introducing people and giving you a quick overview of things, he says to you, "It's probably best if we talk about the route you'll be taking."
Okay. We
Yep.
might have some technical questions about the train as well.
Aye, I'd assume so. There are still many secrets that we're not too willing to share at this point, but if it will help with the defense of this train, we'll do our best to answer them.
I'm more trying to put myself in the mind of somebody that's trying to defeat the train and figure out what attack method they might be using so that we can counter it. So I don't really need to know the secrets, just the generalities.
He nods at that. So he tells you that this trail of carriages is kind of how they refer to it. On a good day with no delays, they can get to their destination in a day's travel, like a full day's travel.
Right.
If they are somewhere along the line, and like halfway through, and they've had some delays, and they don't think they can get there in time, there is a town that they will be stopping at, roughly halfway, and they will put you up at an inn for the night.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, but people haven't robbed your train while it was at the station, right?
No, they have not.
I mean, I was just wondering if the entire town had time cloaked.
If there's
No, we know
if
roughly
there's
where it happens.
Alright.
Okay.
So he
if-
doesn't
if
have an
there's an
actual map, like a topographical map, but he does draw out a basic chart for you, and he describes
Okay.
the route that you will take. He mentions that there will be intersections along the way, and you may have delays because there are other such carriage trails trailings going back and forth on other lines. But he says that periodically the engine needs to be refilled with water. So there are water stops periodically. And they're very
So how
regular.
How much water?
I'm sorry?
How much water are we talking about here?
Like, a lot.
It might matter, because certain members of our party can create water if we need to. A lot of water.
It's a very technical procedure to fill it up, he will inform you.
So this engine thing runs on those black stones and water?
Yes.
Okay.
You're an armor. You know what black stones are.
I'll describe them as black stones. He didn't exactly call them coal.
No, Lankas definitely knows what coal is. I'm like, just because you're a blacksmith doesn't necessarily mean that you will know what coal is, but
And I
you
wasn't
can
assuming I did anyway.
you do know what charcoal is. And you may consider this just kind of similar.
Right.
But so he tells you from the chart that he draws out, there will be 3 water stops. Then you get to the town that you will be staying in if they don't think they can make it to their destination in one day. Then there are 2 more water stops, and then finally the destination. And he points out that in between those last 2 water stops is where the disappearance happens. And he says that on a good day, the train can make it from one water stop to another in about an hour.
Yeah.
Are these water stops manned?
Yes.
Are there water stops every hour?
Yeah.
What kind of obstruction on the pathway would stop our train or this machine?
Well, just about any sort of obstruction that can't be knocked out of the way. So rock falls, large creatures, small creatures. If they're dumb enough to stand in the on the rails, they would just be knocked out of the way. But something large like a person or larger, that could cause a train derailment if the train doesn't stop in time.
Are there any
So if they were-
branches on the rail that allow to divert?
There are.
Is there anything like that between the 2 water stops?
No.
If someone were to build a barricade on the way, that would basically stop the train.
If they can't stop the engine in time, yes.
Have the
sometimes
tracks been inspected between those last 2 stops?
Oh, aye. And we've had other carriage lines go through as well that weren't carrying gold. The people in town are not in danger of running out of food. We can supply them with that in Kalostra.
Food isn't as heavy as gold, is it?
Not in the same amount of space, no.
Well, see, one thing I've been wondering is if somebody's managed to find a mechanism that either somehow diverts your train into a side tunnel or that drops it into a hole, but then puts the floor back where it was.
Well, it
The
would be
question there
pretty
is-
ingenious if so. We have sent through inspectors, and they haven't found anything.
And
So
this
that-
isn't. And not every train that sends gold through here vanishes, right?
Well, every train that's carried gold between those 2 points has.
Right.
Okay, so
Oh,
all
the
the gold ones
entire
have.
train's gone.
Because I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so-
only trains carrying gold?
That is all that goes through the the tunnels, other than inspection teams.
Well, that
Why would you walk when you can ride one of these devices?
No, what I mean
That-
is no trains with food have gone missing.
okay, so that could be motive.
So I mean, yeah, they're pretty confident that some sort of thievery is going on because these carriage lines carrying other things have not gone missing. The first one, and it's been 2 that have gone missing. One went missing. That it was a standard one. It had some passenger compartments, so there were actual passengers on board. As well as the standard guards, standard cargo, and a month's pay for the miners. When that one disappeared, they sent they sent a replacement line with food, and that didn't go away. They had to prepare, more funds, and when they were prepared to send that one through, about a month later with like double pay, and a ton of guards, is kind of how he describes it. That one vanished as well. And so then they started looking around for outsiders to help, because it was like, our elite guards did the best they could and completely gone. So now they're looking to outsiders.
I have a thought.
Go ahead.
Lankas, could you make the gold not gold? At least for a while, for this train journey.
Potentially.
I mean,
Depends on
if
on
you
the
have to
detection
gold on
method.
display, is it obvious that we're carrying gold?
It seemed to be coffers.
It's in covered containers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're in covered containers.
The way he's describing this sounds like an inside job.
Yeah, I'm feeling it's an inside job.
Someone knows what's on these trains when they're going through.
So the problem he will
Might
tell
have
you with that idea is that they don't make a big secret about it, because they figured these were all secure in the first place. And they don't have a big problem with thievery within the kingdom of this kind of level. I mean, petty thieves in the towns and stuff like that, pickpockets and things like that. But this is, either magic is involved, monsters are involved, or incredibly sophisticated operations with a lot of people are involved in this. And they're pretty confident, and they could be wrong. I mean, like, you would recognize that obviously they could be wrong. They could be completely overconfident in their own people, but they're pretty confident that their own people, the people of this nation, would not be doing this because they're good hardy dwarves, kind of thing.
The problem I see with like an inside job of any of the dwarves doing this is, okay, they got gold. How are they gonna spend it? They can't do it back at the kingdom because it's presumably marked. The best I could imagine they could do is reforge it into like artwork and try to sell that off somewhere, but even be hard to hide.
Well, it's just gold coins. Gold coins don't have serial numbers on them.
No, gold coins typically do have like stamp markings on them and stuff.
I think
not that.
They won't have serial numbers.
Yeah, there's no way
The
to.
gold coin is like any
The
other
best
gold
they could
coin.
do, like if they minted special coins for it, then maybe, but they haven't done that. They've just these are standard gold coins issued by the kingdom.
I honestly think.
I still think it'd be weird if people. I still think that it would be hard for it to be an inside job, because then you'd have people suddenly showing up with a ton more money than usual, and that would be awkward.
Yeah, that might be obvious.
Also, big reason why I don't think it's an inside job is where are they hiding those trains that they?
Yeah, that was the point I was going to make too.
They're stealing entire trains
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, the trains are probably the bigger thing that would draw attention if they were found somewhere.
This was why I was wondering if there could be
Like rust monsters?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
They did say there were rust monsters.
Right,
that
but go ahead,
damaged the track.
Braxon.
This could be why I was wondering if there could be other tunnels. Like, are there any abandoned tunnels that you've used to have that are between those two water stops?
No, he will tell you. They are not at a point where they have abandoned tunnels. At this point, they're still expanding out their network, kind of thing. And in addition to the loss of the gold and the people, they've also lost 2 full trains of machinery, and they only have they have less than 24 total.
So they've lost machinery as well as gold.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole train.
The train.
Yeah.
One of the things that comes to mind is like maybe it could be drow or some other subterranean race like them.
So they will definitely tell
there...
you that there are drow cities in the depths, and it is something that they've considered, but at the same time, they don't think that they have the mechanical know-how to do something like this. They certainly have the magical know-how. So if they're doing something, if they're doing something magically to spirit the whole trains away, then that's definitely a possibility that they will tell you.
Also,
go on.
What about Drogar, the Underdark dwarves?
There are Duergar and Darrow in the depths, but they haven't heard, tell of them in a long time. There was a Duergar city, not close, but like a few weeks away of Underdark travel. But that's been abandoned for a few decades now.
Also do remember that last time we were told that these train thefts basically happen well within the borders of the kingdom. Not in the border zone, but well within.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about dwarves is they live underground, and you can have layers of cities one on top of another.
I have a question.
Go on.
No, you carry on. I'll say after you're done.
I'm wondering, are there surveys of things that are underneath your tunnels that have been done? Might indicate someone else could have tunneled underneath your tunnels.
So they wouldn't want to they'd be careful about tunneling in a place that has kind of shallow caves underneath, because that would be a risk of sinkholes and things like that in their tunnel lines. So their surveys when doing their tunnel lines take that into account. Now, that would, generally only something large enough to be a cavern would kind of cause a problem like that. If a purple worm tunnels under one or even tunnels out, that is a potential hazard, and it's happened once or twice, a purple worm tunneling out and causing havoc and causing damage. But they fill those in and reinforce those tunnels and make sure that they don't cause a problem. So they haven't noticed anything like beneath their tunnels causing problems. But obviously it is a possibility.
How about above? Could somebody take the lid off?
Same kind of thing.
Of your tunnels?
Same kind of thing. But they've inspected the tunnels and they haven't seen any signs of that.
So between the 2 points that they go missing, is it just a tunnel, or are there any caverns that it passes through?
It's just a tunnel.
Okay.
Like there's some curves and things like that. It's not just straight, but they're gentle curves, and like he tells you how long it would take for the dwarven teams inspecting the lines to actually walk it, and you would understand that the points between these two water spots is about 10 miles.
Right.
So it's a lot of space, and you would also kind of realize that even just inspecting that section is like a full day of walking at least, kind of thing. Like it's a lot of time. If you were to just stop the train and walk ahead, kind of thing, and inspect, you're looking at 10 miles of tunnel.
Can we speak to the people that did the last inspection, please?
They don't have them here. Like they're since it's close enough, since it's close to the destination, they're out of that place, out of Calostra.
Because I'm thinking, I doubt they would have inspected the ceilings.
They always visually inspect the ceilings.
Yeah, but there could be magic involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to bring this thought out, since there were a few ideas of us trying to make the cargo not look like gold. To remember that they want us to solve this thing, not just to get this one cargo through.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But if we,
I mean, if we do somehow get it through without detection, it'd probably be our job to head back to that spot and investigate further.
yeah,
That would narrow it down, though, to the fact that it would be an inside job if they don't know it's necessarily carrying gold.
Well, you say
Yeah,
inside
but,
job, but he did say that it wasn't. It was like an open secret what they were carrying.
Al-
It's
al-
basically just like
also,
they don't hide
also
it.
if there's magic involved, they might have ways to figure out that we are carrying gold.
It's not even that it's an open secret, it's that it's not really a secret at all.
yeah. If this thing only travels once a week or whatever it does, everyone's going to know.
Yeah, once a month is when the pay comes through.
Once a month, right? Well, yeah, that's going to be something that everyone knows. Even if you kept it secret, people are going to start paying for things in bars and stuff. The spare money is going to go up at certain times.
So basically, you can think of the trip itself as having a series of legs.
Yeah.
There's a total of 7 legs, and it's that 6th leg where the disappearances happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, up until that point, anything you can be safely assured that anything that happens up until that point is either unrelated or only tangentially related, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do have a question for the other priests in our party. Do any of us have the spell Sacred Guardian prepared?
Not today.
I thought about it, but I didn't prepare it. Well, we haven't rested yet, so in
Yeah,
theory,
you're
we could
like, they're
change
loading up
spells.
the cargo. They're expecting at least 1 day of rest before getting underway.
Then
Yeah, we
I
can
think
easily.
a good idea would be for 2 of us to prepare it and cast it on each other, and then have one of us in the front and the other one in the back, so that if a problem happens and danger happens, the other one will be immediately alerted.
Well, I mean, it is a good idea.
I was thinking that we would basically have at least one guard on each of the carriages that basically can give us a signal if something happens.
Well, I figured Sacred Guardian would be faster because it gives an instantaneous awareness that the other person's in danger.
It doesn't trigger on mundane things. It has to be a genuine threat, or at least you perceive it as a threat.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I took Blessed Watchfulness as my optional first level spell. I mean, I only got 5.
I
It's
can
first
take
level
Sacred
spell.
Guardian tomorrow if somebody else wants to take take it as well, and we could set that up.
So
Doesn't it scale off
a couple
your
things that
level?
they will also mention is that while you can choose what order the cars are in, once it's underway, they can't move them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you're happy with this, then that's what it's going to be with this layout kind of thing.
Well,
I'm happy with this.
Yeah, I'm happy with one of the passenger carriages in front, and the other one in the back.
Okay.
I mean, if we, is there room for someone to squeeze in with the engineers?
No.
No.
Best closest position would be this kind of platform out front of the carriage.
Yeah.
So-
the reason I asked is because if one person could be in the front, one person in the back, and then everyone else in the middle for response time was my
Yeah.
thought. But if we can't squeeze into the engineer, then it's not gonna work.
No, but I mean, like, each of these cars has a platform, like,
Yes.
and
And
you
we are
could
gonna
be
have
there.
one guard
And
on
so,
each.
other than like you'd have the tender in between you, but beyond that, you know, you're pretty close to that front on whatever that first car is going to be.
Can this train thing go slower than we've been told it can go?
Yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't instantly get up to top speed, and they'll tell you it doesn't instantly get up to top speed, and it does not go, like, it doesn't stop on a dime. It takes quite a bit of time to stop once it's underway.
I'm more thinking that if we're going at top speed and it's been ambushed twice at top speed, that speed isn't going to help us.
So it doesn't really have a top speed per se, so much as it has a standard speed.
Okay,
Hey,
well, I'm
safe
off.
Like,
you
they
Can
run
travel.
at kind of a standard speed.
I'm wondering if it can travel more slowly than standard, so that it would be able to stop.
They can try, but the problem with that is that it actually puts different strains on the whole system.
Okay.
So they'd be much more comfortable running it at the standard speed.
I'd ask, how tall is the ceiling compared to like the height of like the train, and if it's possible in an emergency while we're moving, like if something dangerous fell onto like the roof of one of the cars, like in the middle of the train, would it be possible for us to climb on top of the train and move back to try to deal with it?
So
These are all flatbeds.
the ceiling of the tunnels generally is between like 25 and 30 feet. There's a pipe at the front of the engine that is the tallest point, and that's a good 15 feet off the ground. The flatbed cars have like railings and stuff like that, and then they've got cargo put on board, which is in between some wooden walls, so it's all like, you know, stuff can't just like slide off the side. And that's about like 8 feet tall, and then the passenger compartments, you're looking at more like 10, 12 feet tall for the ceiling, for the roof.
So we should be able to kind of, without most problem, be able to head along the flatbed cars if needed, if like an ooze or something dropped from the ceiling of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Onto the train.
Especially if you're careful. You can pass through the passenger compartments, and you can climb over the cargo.
Okay.
The passenger compartments also have shutters and arrow slits. So like the shutters can be closed, and you can be firing arrows or crossbows through the slots, and have a pretty considerable amount of protection if you need it. Like, they're very defensible inside.
It's a moving turret, basically.
Braxon, before the game, you'd had a question about the repairs or the inspections.
Yeah. Basically, I'm wondering if people actually go up and bang the ceilings and stuff. And because I'm just wondering if somebody could have something that comes down from the roof.
So, like, they visually inspect the roof, and they, the people who walk the tracks, they visually inspect everything.
yeah, but
it's-
visually inspecting things.
Right, it's
wouldn't-
not possible to physically inspect every inch of it. But
No.
since they are walking, they are doing physical inspections of walls and tracks. They are not physically inspecting the ceiling, but the people are skilled at noticing like cracks and seams and potential threats to collapses.
Well, how many people do they have at the water stops?
The water stops are usually
Because if it's a lot of people, then it's too many for them to all be corrupt.
it's 1 to 4 at each water stop.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Right. Because if
and they
there's no
usually have,
side
like,
tunnels,
They usually have like a weekly shift, so that they'd be on for a week and then off for a week, with a little,
yeah.
some little chamber with some cots and stuff like that.
But if
Is
it's
there-
on for a week and off for a week, and it's once a month, it'd be the same cruise.
Yes, oftentimes.
Are there
Right.
any?
Go ahead, Cozy. Darrakar?
Are there any other sorts of machines that are operated down here?
So, when they need to do a track repair, they do have hand carts that require people to actually like pump them to move them, and they can show you one of those, and they'll pull like
Okay.
a single car with these long metal shafts that they can put down and stuff like that.
Right. Well, the reason. Yeah, go on.
So we're taking a bunch of gold with us. Have you thought about trying a material, like trying to transport something that weighs about the same amount as gold but isn't as valuable? Maybe to test to see if it's like a weight thing or if they already know it is.
The problem is like right now they need to get this gold to the miners
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
because
Yeah.
they're about
Also-
to revolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I
Also,
forgot about that.
also, it's not all gold. It's gold and tools and parts
Okay.
and stuff.
That's fair.
So, to come back to what I was talking about earlier, the reason why I was asking if the machine could go more slowly is what I think we need to do is try to trigger the trap, but not have the train fall into the trap. So, if the train is going so fast that it takes ages to stop, it's going to go straight into whatever the trap is. Whereas if we can get the ambushers to come out and the train is able to stop, then the train could reverse, maybe. Does it go backwards?
It can if necessary, but it takes reconfiguring of the device. That's a kind, something that they might
Oh,
do if
right.
there's a chat,
Okay.
a track
Yeah.
break or something like that.
But what I would like to be able to do when we get to the danger area is have the train stop and have us go ahead and like walk the train through the danger area so that we can actually see what the threat is. But you seem to be saying that's not possible. So it seems to me
You're
if we
looking
have
at
to go through at full speed, we're just going to go straight into the same trap.
Well, but so the problem there is that then you're looking at walking 10 miles and this train going at a walking speed for 10 miles, which if they've been making good time,
Doesn't sound too viable.
they're looking at getting in extremely late and everyone being incredibly tired. Like,
Yeah.
you're looking at taking a 1 hour segment up to many hours, like a normal
I don't
day's
think we're
travel.
I don't think
length.
we're getting this thing through in one day because that's
Right, but
been tried twice and the bandits have won.
well, no, the like it is pretty standard to have to stop at the town along the way.
Yeah.
And it take two days for the trip. What they're saying is that on a good day, with no delays, they can get through. They can get through this line in one day.
Yeah.
Question
Wait, did you
to
say
that.
did you say there was a town along the way? I thought
Yeah.
it was just like a.
No,
I
there's
thought
an
it was
actual
just a
town.
Stop. Okay.
It's a full stop. It's a if need be, you guys, and they said that they'd put you up in an inn there. It'll be a dwarven inn, but it will be an inn. So again, but even if they are setting out at that point, you're still turning what should be like a half a day's trip into much more than a full day's trip. You're also dealing with like this engine needs water, and that's why they have these water stops. If you slow it down that much, it's going to run out of water, and you're going to have a stuck train.
Right.
Ew.
So they can't
So-
go too much slower than their normal speed, or they will run out of water.
Oh, I was just thinking for that one section.
Right, but
Yeah, I
even
was
for
so
that,
conf-
you're turning an hour trip into many hours, and that's going to drain off the water. Because even
Yeah,
if the train
and
is
do
going
remember
going
that
slower, it's still using up the steam at a similar rate.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, if we hold it at the water stop, how long would it take Braxon to fly 10 miles and back on his fly?
Let's
I don't
see.
know if I've got the speed.
You got the
I'm-
duration, but I wouldn't be comfortable just letting you fly alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more curious about this town in the middle. I can't
Hang on.
help but feel that that's going to have something important there.
It might.
Hang on.
Mm.
Well, I was thinking about at that. What was it? The second to last
flies at
stop
48.
is where they get ambushed. Between that and the last,
It
and
flies
that's
at
about a
48.
10-mile distance.
So Braxon, how much do you weigh with all of your equipment?
Well, he's over the weight, but he would take his armor off.
So like,
Oh, hang on.
you can look through your information. Get me a number in a second. If anyone has any other
Sorry.
questions while you're calculating,
84 pounds.
that's your equipment. So how much do you weigh with that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's carrying you and your equipment.
Yeah. Hang on. Where is my weight at the top? I think. Oh, 185 pounds. Right.
Okay, so you are looking at probably 3 hours to go down to the next stop and back again.
Right.
What speed's that roughly moving at?
It's 85. I don't know whether that's 85 foot per round or.
That's not
or
85 foot per round. That's you're looking at your car,
Sorry,
your equipment weight. It's a movement
sorry.
24.
Is that the
It
lightest?
says no movement 48 without rider and 36, and 24 carrying from 210 to 350. Yeah. So.
Is that? Here's a question, Odd.
Mhm.
Is that? Would you say that's faster than my Easy March spell if we were to?
That's faster, yes.
'Cause that's 2.5 times movement speed.
That's still going to be faster because you're moving through the air.
Yeah, but how much faster?
I don't know.
Because I feel like it's comparable, and we can move the entire group rather than just one person.
Well, if the whole group is going, do remember that Lankas moves slower.
Yeah, I move at
He
half
can be
the speed of
we'll
all of you.
carry Lankas. You should have.
Flying is still going to be faster.
Do
mean,
you have a way of sending information ahead? Because like if you can scout ahead, then send back.
Solas is the only one that can do that.
Okay.
I
And it
think
takes
if
10
Braxton
minutes
takes
casting
his
time.
armor off, I think if Braxton takes his armor off, he'd go faster.
Maybe. I'm not
Well,
sure
it's
how
one
I
of those
like
things,
the
if-
idea of splitting off like that.
Yeah, you'd be you'd be much more vulnerable, much more easy to be hit by weapons, and you'd have no way of warning anyone. So it would be like, okay, he's expected back in 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's now 4 hours, and he hasn't come back. Something bad's probably
That's where
happened
the
to
Sacred
him.
Guardian would come in useful, but it's still getting there at
Yeah.
that time, and by the time we get there, that's like several turns of combat.
Yeah. But my concern is this thing's going to go really fast, and there's going to be an ambush, and we're just going to go straight into the ambush because we've
think
got
we
no
might
way
just
to
have
slow
to
it down.
plan
I
for
get the
that.
concern, but I don't think there's realistically a way we can avoid that.
Yeah, same.
I think the only thing we
I
could
agree.
do is try to mitigate the problem if it comes up.
Yeah.
Problem, yeah, because we
Or-
can't scout it. Any magical means is limited in range as well. I mean, while we're traveling on it, I'm realizing that's the downside to my spell is that I can only see 60 feet in front of me. But if the train's also moving at like an incredible speed, by the time I've noticed it and I do see it, it's going to be well past us.
Yeah.
I
is
sure,
it
I
you
wouldn't
that's
be
got that eyeball
surprised.
spell?
No, that was leather.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
had someone with the cargo. That way, if like they have a way of
You're
disabling,
the smallest.
fair. If they have a way of disabling all the people, they might overlook something, or if they move some people to one place and the cargo and the train to another.
I mean, like, what you might want to do is see what you can do to prevent the ambush, but also if you don't have a surefire way of preventing it, also come up with ways to protect you, when if the trap gets triggered, kind of thing.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, keep in mind,
best idea-
again, like they have sent inspectors through the tunnels, and they haven't found
Well-
anything. So, like,
well,
if you stop the train and go ahead and inspect, their belief is that you won't find anything. Now, you might, but you also, like, their idea is that you won't. Their feeling is that you won't.
Yeah. Well, there's
My
also the
feeling is
fact
that
that
we
we
won't
don't
either.
know what this train floor track thing is supposed to look like.
I'm going to commune anyway, so it's going to narrow down, hopefully narrow down, should I say. Hopefully, because,
Yeah.
I doubt they know everything, in a manner of speaking, even if they are.
Yeah, especially since you're in an area very outside your deity's knowledge scope.
Oh, I've got one more question.
Sure.
The trains seem to be set up on the right side of the tunnel. Is that how they're normally operated?
Sure. Yes.
So, what would happen if we put the train on the left side of the tunnel? Would we be able
You
to get it to
wouldn't
go
be able
through?
to switch, and you'd risk hitting oncoming trains.
But can we get rid of the oncoming trains for the day?
Not without going to those locations. Like, they don't have a full schedule.
Right.
There are signalers and things they'll tell you that there are signalers and people along the way to direct around, to indicate of issues coming up, like if another train is derailed. They don't have a full schedule because so much of it is based on when they get the trains loaded up and if there are any problems found in the train itself.
Right.
So the schedules are very, very loose. So, like, if you were going to be a passenger riding on one of these, it would be a thing where you'd get your ticket essentially, and then you'd wait at an inn nearby until it's ready to go, and you get aboard and go.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's not like a thing where this ticket is for 9 a.m. on the 28th. It's for the next train going to such and such place, which sometimes can be a
Yeah.
week away.
Okay.
So there's
there
that. Then there's the problem that everything is designed for trains going in this way. So like there are cross caverns, there are intersections with switches to get you to other lines, but they're designed for you going, along this way. So it would be a problem to go on the other one.
They still haven't invented Morse code to message the outpost ahead.
No, they have no form of ability to message ahead. Like basically, if there's a problem, a dwarf with a lantern starts walking in the direction of travel, holding that lantern up to get a train to stop in time.
Ah, I see.
Here's another question, then. It's mainly to the dwarves, actually. Is there I guess this would be the closest related power in a dwarven pantheon to mine. Is there a temple of Verdigane?
Vergadane?
Verdigane. Yeah.
There is a temple in this city, yeah, to Vergadane,
I'm
because he is
wondering if
also
they
a
got a
merchant.
priest high enough to cast commune and paying for it.
If they
And
could have cast a commune, they would have already done so.
So they have no priests of this level.
Or they haven't gotten any relevant information.
Okay,
More likely, in my opinion.
So, from what you're saying, it's not easy to make the train turn around and go back the way it came from.
No.
And even if you can, the metal things that it runs on seem to be designed to only let the trains go one way.
Yeah.
So if somebody's stolen 2 trains, they would need to get it past your water stop, and they need to get to a branch where it can go somewhere else. And is there a branch before the next city?
No.
Because there must be somewhere they've put these trains. There has to be.
Yes. So I have a question. Did the last 2 trains carrying gold stop at the town in the middle, or did they go full day through?
They would have stopped, but whether they stopped for overnight, you would probably need to ask when you get there.
Okay.
Right.
He didn't pay attention to that, because that's like, how long did it stop at any given water stop? Like, that's, to him, that's unimportant. It's a minor detail, and they don't have the record, like the brakeman. He keeps track of those records, and he has those records. So his equivalents on those other 2 trains have vanished along with those records.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like the people at Karmazaz, that's the town along the way. They will have that information, but he does not, because it's like an unimportant detail to the way they run these things.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, those trains must have been taken somewhere, and we need to find out where that is.
Yeah, and again,
it's
like
gonna have to
even if they're making good time, if you get to the town and you're like, we want to stop here, we want to rest, we want to prepare some more, we want to talk to people, then they'll be like, you're the experts.
Yeah.
I actually think that will be a good idea to plan to stop overnight. That way we can.
Where have you got on this line, apart from here, where there are facilities to take the train?
Only the
things?
towns. Only the towns.
And does the train in the middle have that as well?
Yeah, Karmazaz and Kalostra. Karmazaz is the one in the middle. Kalostra is the destination.
And is there any way to get past the destination to another town?
No, Kalostra is the end of the line.
Right. Well, then these trains must be in one of these locations, unless there is another tunnel.
Or unless they've been destroyed.
or like the dwarves have thought that there's either monsters or magic involved, or both.
But if the train's being destroyed, there'd be some debris.
Unless
it
magic's
depends
involved.
on how and yeah.
Yeah, if it's rust monsters, they're going to turn it to dust. But the dwarves are familiar with rust monsters; they would look for the signs of rust.
Yeah,
Well,
but the rust
there's
monster's not
still
going to eat the
wood.
black stones.
There's still wood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or the
they
wood.
wouldn't eat the coal and they wouldn't eat the wood.
Alright, well, it would
So
be a
there is-
power if it was that anyway.
Not to mention, rust monsters would likely snack on the tracks themselves.
I also think your
Yeah.
machines themselves have their own intrinsic value, so it doesn't make sense for somebody to steal gold and throw away something.
I'd imagine a train's more valuable in theory.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make sense for somebody to throw away something like this.
Not unless it's been broken down for parts.
Lafdul, you'd be somewhat familiar with this theory, but something that's stolen has no value if you can't sell it.
Yeah, I was thinking about, wow, not saying this in character, but he was thinking in his head that I guess a thieves guild might know where a sudden influx of gold might be.
Or a sudden influx of trains.
I mean, if you want to like spend a
The
little bit of
Dwarven
time
Thief
trying
Guilds,
to
they're
interact
out
with
of
the
my
Dwarven Thieves Guild,
wheelhouse, so yeah, they're out of my wheelhouse, so
you can still try.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
I mean,
could
what you know
try.
of dwarves is that like
Are less likely to be more on the thievery side. It's more like,
well, no, I mean it's gonna there's gonna be all kinds, but they're still gonna consider this like a dwarven thieves guild. If their kingdom is under attack, they're not gonna be helping out the enemies in general. Like it would be to you from what you know of dwarves, like that would be an extraordinarily dark thing for a dwarven thieves guild to do. Very out of character most of the time. Like they would be the ones that would be like coming out of the woodwork to ambush enemies invading their town kind of thing, because it's like, yeah, we're thieves, but we're still dwarves. You know?
If they're stealing from anybody, they'd be stealing from those that are threatening their people.
Well, it's more that, you know, they distinguish between normal everyday thievery and a threat to their people.
livelihood.
A threat to their people, a threat to their nation. Like, they're still consider it important to, you know, like, to help out their fellows in such a time.
Okay,
I'll kill everyone. There's no one to steal from.
so are there
Yeah,
any
can't
other
argue with that logic.
are there any other dwarven nations that have these train things in the area?
No.
Are there any people who have something more primitive who would benefit from replacing their system with your trains?
Not that they know of.
Right.
And Solas as an engineer would be able to say that these machines seems to be really complicated, and unless you have a skilled engineers, they would not know how to maintain them or even run them.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm asking this. Are there any Tinker Gnomes in the area?
No, but they will tell you that they got the idea from this from a visiting Tinker Gnome who had a device. It was an automatic clothes steamer and chairlift. And some dwarves bought it and were like, "This is silly. We should put wheels on this." And they did, and
Look.
that's kind of what led to this. It was like 50-some years ago or more.
Look, I trust the dwarven reverse engineering of Tinkerdom stuff than the actual Tinkerdom stuff.
Out of character, that is 100% fair.
Yeah.
In character, what do you mean? I feel like they simplified it way too much. It'd be way better if it had
It's
So-
less likely to explode.
It doesn't even
So
have
I was
enough
tr-
whistles.
Seat warmer.
And also, where is the redundant steam chamber?
A mobile sauna or whatever.
So I was
mean,
trying to
we should
think
put
of
wheels on the reverse side, so that way if the train flips over, it can still keep going.
Not to
Go ahead,
mention,
Braxon.
you know, how would Tinker Gnomes make something like this that runs on Steam without also making it Brute?
Or press clothes or something like that, yeah.
Well,
Besides,
it was a closed
if
steamer,
Tinker,
wasn't it?
Yeah, the original device
Besides-
was a clothes presser, clothes steamer.
Besides, if Tinker Gnomes did something like that, they would have it powered by giant space hamsters.
Oh no,
That's
Tinker
steam
Gnomes,
engines.
Tinker Gnomes love coal too. Coal is more valuable than gold to a Tinker Gnome. But I think Braxon had a question.
yeah, I was basically going to say, I was trying to think of who in this area would want to steal your trains, but you don't seem to know of anyone, which means there must be somebody here that you don't know about.
Or someone that they don't know has the ambition to get this. They do
Yeah.
keep, like, it's not a secret within the, to the dwarves of this kingdom. It is a secret to those outside of the kingdom.
So that abandoned city you told us about, that you said's about 40 miles away, I think.
It's some miles away. Like it's
Okay.
it's a number of days travel, like weeks of travel.
Yeah. Nobody scoped out that abandoned city for a while, I'm taking it.
They're pretty sure it's been like taken over by various Underdark monsters and things like that.
Right. Okay.
Random hunch. I for some reason I've got this like fixation in my head that there might be like some bunch of elephants just turning everyone into thralls and just. I don't
Honestly,
know how good their
honestly,
manipulation skill is, but they could just make the train
honestly-
and everyone go.
Honestly, the Mind Flayer idea came to my brain too. It did
Mhm.
seem likely that they would be going so unnoticed.
So
The
like
problem
And they
is,
hate the dwarves enough to do this.
they will tell you that yeah, there are illithids deep underground, but they like there are drow controlled areas between them, and that's like deep underground. This kingdom is still like
Above them,
essentially
sure.
at the surface. So you go a bit deeper, and that's more like where the drow and Duergar would be, and then even down below that's where you got the illithids. So I mean, yeah, could it be? Sure, but unless you have some way to determine that beforehand, like, what can you do with that possibility?
Ain't fair.
You
I
know
don't
what?
think
I'm gonna
that
ask
there's
the
too much we
engineers.
can.
Hold on. Go ahead, Lankas.
Oh, I'm gonna ask the engineers at the front
Mhm.
if they could give me the quick rundown of how the thing works, just in case something happens to them.
So, yeah, and you can just like by looking at it, kind of get a feel for it. It's basically, coal goes in, which is lit on fire, heats up the steam in the chamber, which moves some pistons, which turns the wheels, and that moves the whole thing. That is the basic operation. You can see enough in a pinch that you could do the job of either the engineer or the fireman, but you
Okay.
wouldn't be able to repair it. Now, they do say that they have spare parts for common repairs.
Okay. Yeah. Because given the domination idea, my thought is if we have to like knock them out, but then
Mhm.
we still need the train to run, you
Yeah.
know? So that's why I'd want to make
Alright.
sure.
I
Solas, you
think
had
there's
a
another
question?
possibility here.
Hold on. Solas, you
Go on.
were asking something as well?
Yeah, I was just there's unless we are planning on actually casting the commune, I don't think there's that much more that we can get here, since there's not many clues, so we might as well just start preparing soon.
Well, I mean, you could also
Yeah.
like talk tactics with the dwarves, or make other plans for the trip itself.
I'm actually wondering, would your deity have more of a connection with this place than mine?
Go ahead.
I think yours would more than me.
You cut out. Would your something
Sorry.
or other?
He
I was
said,
wondering
would your
if-
deity have more
yeah,
of a
would
connection?
would Ogma have more likely to have an idea of what's going on? Because I can't remember. Isn't it something to do with like inventions and stuff? And I'm wondering if like this thing's like a new invention. It might be something of his purview or something within his interest.
Augment doesn't have much to do with that. But also, you're in a dwarven land.
It's not that many worshippers of Ogma here.
Ben would
I
like
do-
to inquire about descriptions of the crew of the last train to go missing.
What kind of descriptions are you looking for? Like actual physical descriptions, or like what kind of people it was?
Physical descriptions, so I can try to picture them in my mind.
Okay. They will give you their best shot. Sergeant Ragan would be the better person, since he would probably have worked with them. So he does his best shot. What is this for, so I can determine whether it's going to be good enough?
Considering casting a time pool to see what happened to the last train that disappeared.
Okay, I don't think that a general, like, when it was ambushed or when it was attacked or something like that is going to be enough of a narrow it down kind of thing. But you could definitely get, like, when it was leaving this particular town or that particular town.
Yeah, it's not really what I was looking for.
Yeah, and you wanted to
well-
see it actually get attacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Braxon, had you had a question?
Yeah, I'm thinking if there isn't a secret tunnel that we don't know about and the dwarves don't know about, or a secret trapdoor, or a secret thing that lifts the train up in the air, the only other possibility is that the train did arrive, but for some reason the people didn't realize it arrived. Like maybe some people intercepted the train at one of the water stops and made it look like a different train that didn't contain money. And that would involve needing some people that could operate the train. So is there anybody who has been dismissed from the job that knows how to operate a train?
They can't think of anyone, and they will point out that each of the engines is marked. Like each one has a number on it.
Yeah.
So like that would have to be changed, and then like either
Yes.
duplicating an existing one, so like there are two number 2s or something like that, or give it a number that didn't exist before. So, you know,
Yeah.
there didn't used to be a 23, but now there is a 23. And they keep enough track of where the trains go and when they arrive and stuff like that that they feel they would have noticed something like that.
Yeah. Well, we're missing something because there's
I don't think we're gonna figure it out from here. I think we have to get closer, at least to the
Yeah.
the middle town.
Maybe
Yeah,
a few questions in that town will shed some light.
yeah.
I could ask a food skill, but it's kind of like it's gonna
You should
fuck me
do.
blind.
Because without being able to cast an effective divination, inquiry here doesn't seem to actually tell us much.
Out of
I think we do
character,
better
if
to
you can.
plan.
If
Yeah,
you can,
it would be out of character. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
said
I
it.
know.
It would just be like
I know.
Lafdul, we're just going off to get information.
I know. Out of character, if you could talk to a Thieves Guild here before we leave, you might get information. You might not. But once we've left, that information
get
might be
something.
obtainable. Well, you might
The-
get nothing. But like, if we go to the next town, you won't be able to come back here to ask at this town by then.
But they might have a contact in another town that might have
Yeah.
more relevant information. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like paying to know who's in the know, as it were.
Yeah. I reckon
Yeah.
there's got to be somebody that knows how these trains work that's doing something that's coming down in that tunnel and they look innocent enough and they're stopping the train and they're either camouflaging the train or they're making it invisible and getting past the water stops. So I don't know whether the people on the second water stop will be corrupt or the people in the town, but either somebody's helping this or there is another group of dwarves or things that can pass for dwarves, like doppelgangers or whatever, that are able to do this.
Yeah,
So, real fast, does it sound like you guys are done asking questions to the engineers, guards, the dwarves in the yard?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it'd be good to start planning. Yeah, we
Okay.
need to really plan.
So Sergeant Ragan will ask if you guys have a plan yet for where you want his men, and obviously you could change this up at each water stop very easily, because they'll tell you that the water stops are usually 10 to 20 minutes to refill the water.
how many
At least
carts is it?
one dwarf in each cargo car.
Yeah. I remember we
Perhaps
already
two.
had that.
Yeah, so I have basically I've put them. I think you said one per cargo car, and then you've got the remainders in the two passenger cars. You can wait a little bit, like if you want to tell them that you haven't decided yet. You're going to be talking about this tonight. If you want to give it some more thought.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to think on it.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find some information in town.
Okay. All right. So, Lafdul heads off to go ask around. Would you be like asking the merchants if they like tell the party that you're going to be
I
asking the
would-
merchants if they've seen any unusual supplies of gold coming to anyone's hands, kind of thing?
Yeah, and who would be the people to ask those kinds of questions to? Basically alluding to who's the local thieves guild,
Okay.
or information broker, as it were. They tend to sell themselves out like that.
Okay.
Or purveyor of information for a price. I would also ask a Templar of Verdigane as well, considering he's not considered an evil dwarf necessarily or anything like that, but he is in his portfolio that he works with thieves, I guess. Or that's the closest one they would have. So I assume
You would basically know that he is popular among dwarven thieves of Brawl. That's how you would know him.
All right, so
He's a fun-loving merchant who's popular with dwarven thieves. That's basically what you know of Vergadane.
Yeah, well, I assume that they might have an idea, basically,
Yeah.
of where to find them.
The Temple of Vergadane will not have any information about thieves, because the public-facing side of him is fun-loving merchant.
Why use thieves cat?
You'll need to just like go around to likely suspects around town, just given the thieves symbol around town to see if anyone notices.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyone else doing anything on their own, or the rest of you guys going to the inn to discuss this and plan and stuff like that?
I'm heading to the inn.
I'm going to
Fine.
the end.
Solas will have a bunch of engineering questions to the engineers.
Yeah, I assumed that was already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You guys were there for
Same with Lankas, but
a while.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
We could install a steam engine onto the Val Dolphin and then watch it explode in the Phlogiston.
So Lafdul, you are in one of the
I
the
take some
side.
money with me, considering I know I'm gonna need money.
So one of the side streets, as you're making the symbol, the sign to try to attract the attention of the local thieves guild. There is a dwarven beggar who bumps into you. You definitely can tell that he didn't try to pick your pocket, but it was an intentional bump. And then he says quietly, "You're not from around here. What you want?" I see the sign.
Information.
What kind of information?
Who's the person to know about what's been happening with the missing gold shipments lately, going by train?
I don't know much about
you would
that,
at least
but
have an idea.
you might want to head over to a shop. He gives you a quick location of a small shop. You kind of realize that this is going to be
It's
a
front.
front for a fence.
All right, I give him a gold for the information.
Yeah. Aye, thank you. And he disappears into the shadows of the alley.
All right, well, I go to the shop.
Okay. Shopkeeper welcomes you in. It looks like it's like a pawn shop, basically. It has a lot of things that are, people will sell him for quick cash,
antique
and stuff like
dealer.
that. Yeah.
That does stuff on the sly. It's such a common trope, though.
I mean, that for good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, no one suspects the pawn shop.
Everyone
People are
suspects the
there all
pawn shop,
time.
but they
one can
forge
prove
their their information, kind of thing, and stuff like that, and or they have it all. They have all the illicit goods hidden, or something like that. So the shopkeeper greets you as you come in. Hi, welcome. What can I do for you? We've got some fine dwarven weapons. If you're
I'm interested in fine dwarven information. That's stuff that's not commonly available.
and you give him the thief sign.
Uh-huh.
Ah, yes. I might have something to help you with back here. And he holds a curtain aside in the back.
Gives it.
Okay.
I know it's like the standard play for, I'm the outsider, so.
So, you go in, and there is another dwarf back there with a crossbow aimed at you. You were kind of expecting this, kind of to make sure that you're not, you're on the up and up and ready to shoot you if you're lying about, why you're there. And he says, don't mind him. He's just a little protection. What information are you looking for?
We've been hired on as caravan protection to escort this. I would know it. I mean, the person's forgotten it. The gold shipment to the town a couple of stops away that have been having all their golds disappear, and I'm wondering if you would know anything about that, or at least know who I need to ask.
His eyebrows shoot up at that, and he says, he gives a low whistle. Ah, so they did go outside for that. I'd heard something about that. Well, don't know much myself. I can tell you someone that you might want to talk to in Karmazaz. That's the town along the way that you'll be
Yeah, in the middle of
stopping
town.
at. And basically it's another shopkeeper who might know something. Like, if there's something to know, then he's the guy to talk to. And this shopkeeper says, don't get much information here about that. It's quite a ways away, all things considered. Haven't seen any sign of what might be going on here in town. Haven't heard any rumors.
Do you think it's wow? What would
If
you
it
say
were
your...
if it were one of our guilds or one of our brother guilds in another town doing this, we'd be taking issue with it.
Yeah, it seems like
It's
there's
not a good piece of business.
I can't make heads or tails to see if it's like an inside job or if it's a natural disaster or if it's outside an outside foreign power that's, you know, trying to weaken your nation or areas, should I say, your kingdoms.
So, like, he basically will.
I'm painting a very broad picture.
Yeah, I mean, he will.
We're outside.
He will give his opinion, and that's strictly his opinion. He has no idea who might be behind it, but he suspects some intelligence is behind it, because the fact that only gold shipments have gone missing and not like straight up passenger lines or regular cargo lines have gone missing. You know, he smells a thief involved. Lowercase thief, not class thief.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for
like a loan shark, or
well,
it seems
I mean,
like too big an operation for a loan shark.
it would either be an incredibly powerful wizard or an organ or a group. But if it's another thieves guild, there has been no word of that, and the other guilds, he will tell you, they would be taking serious issue with this, because it's one thing to take the gold, like he'll be like, even Abathor's followers wouldn't indiscriminately slaughter everyone in a dwarven train just to get the gold. They'd take the gold, take those who resist, but they wouldn't kill everyone.
I mean, if you kill the person that's supplying you the money, then your money stops coming.
It's just a matter of it's dirty business, and even they don't do that.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, I presume that the next. I'm asking you, the GM. I presume that my best bet at this point is to go to the contact in the next city rather than him specifically.
Unless you have any other questions that you can ask, you can think of asking. So, I mean, he'll tell you that he has not seen he has not heard of an influx of gold that feels like it might correspond, like time and amount. Like, he doesn't know the amount, but he knows the time. You know, in the last 2 months, there hasn't been like some strange person suddenly rich that there's no obvious explanation for it, kind of thing.
That's why I'm leaning more into like a foreign power or like a foreign influence rather than an inside job. They might have people on the inside, but
yeah, I mean, he suspects powerful magic is involved. That's his personal opinion.
Are there any it might be distasteful, illithids involved?
He has no idea.
Do you suspect? Oh, okay. Is there like any? Do you know if there's like any like? Oh, I guess you wouldn't partake in that kind of stance, judging by, you know, it's bad for business to weaken your own kingdom. But I guess
it's not even that. It's I mean, it's causing a problem, but it's not so much weakening the kingdom as potentially causing serious repercussions.
No, I mean
in
the
that one
great
town.
whole.
But the big thing to him is like, you don't kill indiscriminately.
Yeah.
You know, if someone's willing to give you their money, then you take the money.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering
That's fine.
If there's any cloak and dagger from any like foreign powers that are, you know, putting the feelers out to sabotage from within. You know, do you know of anything like that?
He doesn't know of anything like that.
Alright. Oh, well, I think I've got what I'm basically gonna get is basically the next person, the next contact. But I will. Is there something I can buy? There's lovely things you have for sale. I would like to take a souvenir or two. And I imagine that's my hint at saying that I will pay more than it's worth, obviously, for the fee.
Is there something that you want? Like a little trinket kind of thing that you want?
Is there a fancy mug?
Sure.
I get a fancy mug and I pay an extraordinary price for it.
10 gold.
You're getting a present for Braxon.
10 gold for a fine pewter mug. That's
so
worth,
anything
you
about
know, 10 like 8 silver kind of thing.
All right, no, I pay that. It seems a bit low key. I get something else as well while I'm at it, because it's that information. Even that information is useful to me, having a contact in another city.
I mean, you could, if you want to pay him more for it, you can pay him more for it. Or if you want something
I'll
else,
give him
like
20.
All right.
That's good. Yeah, I'm happy with 20 gold. You know.
I mean, you could also just pay him money if you want it.
No, well, it's my way of being.
Yeah, no, I
smart,
get
but
it.
still being up and up.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
the...
So
Alright,
you
so-
return to the party. What do you share with the party?
I'll basically say that there's someone in the next town that might be more in the know of what's going on. They don't suspect. The people I spoke to don't suspect that it's like an internal affair, in a manner of speaking. That would be very detrimental to their own kind to sabotage yourself. So it's probably like a foreign power or something.
An
Or
outside
like-
force.
Yeah. And it seems way too intelligent. So it seems like magic's involved. Or some kind of mass influence.
Okay. Does anyone have any spells that they want to cast before getting some rest?
I can try my commune, but I mean, the worst case scenario, I just don't get anything. I'm just thinking, would my deity be more favorable if I made like an offering? Because it's not good. It's not something that he's going to have influence over. He might put more effort into finding that information out. For me if
I
make
think
an offering.
No, I think this is a situation where he's either going to know something or he's not going to know something. I don't think that a sacrifice is going to make a difference.
All right, then I'll just fastball the questions, and I will. Because I already got most of the questions. It's a rough estimation. I don't want to be here forever doing this, so I will cast a commune, and I will ask the first question: was the caravan attacked? Well, the last, I'm giving a short version, but the character would elaborate.
Yeah.
The goat shipment and all that.
All right. Let's see. You get one question per level.
Yeah, I got 9.
Okay. So the answer to that is yes.
All right, it was attacked. That's good. Is there a traitor within the mining consortium that's involved with the caravan sending payment shipments that's gone missing?
I don't know.
All right, that eliminates all those questions. Are the attackers who attacked the caravan monstrous in nature? Basically, non-people.
I don't know.
All right, that's probably gonna rule out the next question if he doesn't know. Is another nation involved with the attacks on the caravan?
I don't know.
It's not a natural. Did any man-made catastrophe cause the caravan to succumb to their demise? In other words, because they were attacked, I'm assuming, was it like a trap?
Yes.
Oh, is this a trap?
Well,
All right.
it wasn't basically your understanding is
man-made
that this was
attack
not
trap.
a natural disaster.
Yeah, it was fabricated.
Yeah.
So we know
And ambush would be included.
Yeah.
But it could be like it could be,
questions.
but you would also understand that this could be like someone cast a spell that is just so happens to periodically manifest like through wild magic and sucks them up and sends them to the abyss. And it's not an intentional act. That would be included in that. That would not be a natural disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but it's saying that it's a purposeful attack, man-made. nature.
No. Because that kind of thing, what I just described, would not be a purposeful attack. The answer you get, you understand, means that it's not a natural disaster. So mortal hands are intentionally or unintentionally causing it. That's what you get.
I'll see if he'll give me like an augury like answer for this one. Will we encounter the danger if we are to carry on with this journey as we were as the caravan guards? In other words, are we going to encounter this?
Unknown.
Was that like 4 questions so far? Or 5?
You got 4 left.
Unknown.
I mean, when you're done asking questions, you can let other people ask questions.
Yeah. Suggestions, I'm all for party members. Because a lot of my previous questions got nullified. I don't know.
How many questions you got left?
4.
4. So you got that it was an artificial disaster.
Is there intention behind the disaster? Or design the trap?
So your questions are they're not quite yes or no, but they're mostly yes or no.
They're yes or no, or they can be a couple words, basically.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking about was the person who attacked the caravan's intentions malevolent? Like, I guess what I'm aiming for, or to kill them essentially.
You could ask.
It's malicious.
Yeah, malicious.
Yeah.
All right.
You could ask if they've.
Are there any survivors?
Yeah,
yes.
That's good.
Are any of the survivors in the next town we are heading to?
No.
Are there any survivors en route to the final destination we are heading to? And I think that'll be the last question. Specifically en route. Because obviously once we get to the end of the destination, it's not going to matter at that point. So it's got to be before then.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And that was the last question.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. I kind of got my second win once I realised.
Never mind.
Sorry. Kind of.
That's an
fine.
angle that helps.
Your spell.
No, but I will relay my information to the party, even though they just heard this by in game.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, at least we know it's a. And also tell the dwarves, so they might have an idea overnight.
You would probably be telling them in the morning, because.
No.
Yeah. I'm thinking from what you were saying that there's a secret base that the dwarves
It's
can't
nice
find.
to know that there are survivors, though, because that means
we can potentially.
Yeah, survivors could be prisoners.
But if there's survivors, then either someone got away or they're being kept alive. We need to determine which. I guess that might be hard, actually. Without having.
Does anyone else have any spells that they want to cast before getting rest?
I might ask Finn, could you figure out if any of the survivors from the train attack would nature be able to tell you that if there were any survivors along the path? Or do you have a range?
I'm afraid that underground, my abilities are limited in that regard.
Solas would cast Unfailing Endurance to the party.
Okay.
Just say that'd be pretty good for the train operator, the one that's shoveling fuel.
What does that one do?
It just allows us to work more hard and longer days, basically. If we need be, we could force march and such without that
right.
too many problems.
Okay, cool.
You get a +4 to a strength and con check, relevant to strenuous activity.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just double checked commune with nature, and
Was it Stone Tail was the other one? I think he's got now.
it's like it functions underground, but it functions underground in natural caves and caverns, and you're going to be in an artificial caves, at least for the normal part.
Like I said, my abilities are limited.
Yep. I just wanted everyone to know what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Anyone have anything? No other spells that anyone wants to cast?
No, I will mention to Solas it's probably a good idea if we do like Sacred Guardian on each other, if we take opposite ends, as Ockar pointed out.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a Sacred Guardian.
Yours doesn't last very long, that's why I asked Solas.
Well, no, it's a day per level. Mine
Is
will
it?
last for a day.
Oh, I thought it was an hour per level or something.
No,
No,
looking at the
it's
duration,
I'm
it's
thinking
a
of
day per
level.
level.
Alright.
So I can take the spell and cast it on one of you, and since I'm not 3rd level yet, so I won't be able to get a mental image of what's going on, but I'll know if something's attacking you.
I mean, it would make more sense for you to take like a healing spell and
No,
him
no,
to
no,
take
no, no, no,
the...
no, 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 no. It makes sense for him to take what he wants to take.
Well, I mean, I was gonna do it to give you guys more
Yeah,
spells
makes
to
sense.
use, but if
Because
you
that's
say
what
that,
no.
yeah,
If you feel that
yeah, I'm
makes
taking
sense
Sacred
to
Guardian.
take that spell, go ahead and take that spell.
Yeah, I'm taking Sacred
I
Guardian.
have a question. Can you cast a spell in the morning and then memorize over that spell because you're
No.
well rested?
No.
Okay. Just a
You have to
question. Okay.
cast it before. That's why I'm kind of like... I don't have many healing spells when I keep taking up all my 1st level spells. That's why I'm really hesitant to do it, because I've got like 4 healing spells.
Well, keep in mind you have a rough idea of where
No, I'm
the
expecting combat as well.
I know,
so...
but you have a rough idea of where the ambush takes place, the attack,
Yeah.
the disappearances, whatever it is, and you've already decided that you think it's best to stop at the town along the way, so you're going to have another night. Now, you might have some encounters along the way. Like, they have told you that occasionally monsters find their way up onto the tracks in the tunnels and stuff like that. But you know, like, you know what leg of the trip the big event's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
if there are other spells that you want to take that have long duration, you know you can take them and you'll probably be okay to do so.
Yeah.
No, I will take a Sacred Card. I just changed out my Detect Magic for that.
Okay. All right, everyone ready to get some rest and change up their spells and do anything else that they want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so they would have told you that there is a warm-up of the Steam engine the next morning to make sure that it's ready to go. And it does take a little while to get it all, you know, inspected and ready. But they will have someone's going to be coming to your inn, kind of mid-morning-ish to get going, because that's when they'll be ready.
Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do first thing after I prepare my spells and everything is I'm gonna cast Sacred Guardian
Okay.
onto Braxon.
Okay.
Okay. How long's that last?
An
Day per
entire
le-
day.
Oh, cool.
Which should last us until we either get to our destination or we get to one of these refill points.
Okay. Braxon should have done this yesterday, but he's going to go running off to look for a Dwarven Temple for travelers or something.
For what purpose?
To pray. Say he's a
Okay.
a worshipper of Ptah, but he wants guidance to help protect the machine.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's undamaged.
So you find you're directed to a temple of Muamon Duathal. He is the dwarven god of traveling expatriates, that kind of thing. They welcome you in, and you can do some prayers. Okay. Anyone else have any spells that they want to cast in the morning?
I might cast Idea before we go. Actually, no. Would I have? No, I would have that spell memorized. Yeah, I would cast it before we go. Yeah.
I mean, you either have it or you don't have it.
No,
Not
I do
would.
have it.
You change up your spells. Okay.
It was either that or Norgary. So.
All right. Let's see.
Something we might have overlooked.
I honestly can't think of anything that you might have overlooked.
Yeah, useful spell. Not knowing anything, that means we covered all the bases, I guess.
Does the train count as a single object for spells?
No.
Okay.
Usually it's going to be
Single
one
object.
car counts. It depends on what the spell in question is, though.
I was thinking misdirection. The spell that makes it so detect something different.
Yeah, that would definitely not be the whole train.
Yep.
Each car would count as a separate one.
You would have to potentially cast it on the where the guild's been kept. How much gold are we actually transporting it? Like a rough idea. Be like tens of thousands or less?
Not tens of thousands, but it's over 10,000.
All right.
Basically, it's going to be 3 months of pay for the miners.
There's something we never discussed, and I think that's probably what the idea spell will actually have. So I just realized, didn't we get paid for this job?
By the way, I was about to say we do need to ask about payment.
Yeah. So they will tell you that they will be paying each of you a base amount of 1,000 gold pieces each.
Mm-hmm.
On completion, with a potential bonus depending on what you discover, and that's basically going to be up to them. Like,
Okay.
If you manage to prevent any more things from happening, then they might give you a little bonus, but like all the enemies run away kind of thing. A little bonus. If you slaughter them all, and there's no more problems, and you get and everyone is still alive, everyone who was on those trains is still alive, then you'd get a much bigger bonus. So it's going to be very, very dependent on what happens.
Yeah. Question on that point.
Mm-hmm.
If we capture enemies, do we get any items they've got, or is that shared between us and them?
So since they've lost gold, any gold that is the property of the
of course, yeah,
of them, they want back. If you find gold that's from, other people, that's not their gold, you can keep that. If you find items that are basically, they want their stuff back. Anything else you
their
can keep.
stuff. there's stuff salvage rights, but like if like there's like a dragon that we kill, can we we can
So
take it
essentially,
aside or whatever.
anything that wasn't on their trains
Yeah.
or anything else, like
Awesome.
yeah, they want the dwarves want their stuff back, treasure, equipments, all that stuff. If these are intelligent creatures with magic items that are not the dwarven items, money that they brought in from elsewhere, you can keep all that.
Thanks.
How many hours is it to the second town travel time?
Depends entirely on whether there are any delays.
Rough idea then. Half a day, more than a day.
Half a day on a good thing. Assuming no delays, minimal time at water stops and things like that, you're looking at about 4-ish hours. But it's almost certainly going to be more than that. Like they'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't think I'd cast the increasing visions of the Holy Sense. No, I'd have to do that once I pass the second town, I think. So I've only got one casting bit anyway, so it's like 1,000 good cast.
Okay.
I was just thinking what 5th level spell is going to take that as well. Okay.
You could always
Seeing.
cast a
True
spell over their gold supply.
I would ask, so I cast Sacred Guardian Braxon. I'm planning to be in like the back car.
I
Yeah.
will cast mine on you then if you're at the back. Because I'm going to be at the
Okay.
front.
Yeah, I
I
was
would think
planning on
Braxon's
being in
gonna
the
be
front.
in the front.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
planning on being on the front because I thought
All
I
right,
could.
all right. Real fast. Let me get any other spells that anyone is casting.
Sorry.
And then we'll move to the figuring out where people are going to be on the train.
Okay.
Anyone have any other spells that they're casting that morning?
Temporary healing potion, but I cast that at the end of the day.
Okay, so it sounds like no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait, Lankas, are you
Yep.
casting Dark Vision on me now, or are we waiting until we get onto the train for that?
I think that only lasts like 16 hours or like 14 hours or something for me. So
It would last long enough for us to get to the,
second hall.
town.
yeah, so I'll do it I was planning to do it in the morning because
yeah, this is the
overnight
morning.
would
This
be-
is the morning.
Yeah.
yeah.
We are
Then
leaving.
I can do that.
If you got your strength spells, cast them now. Wizards. I know how much you love those spells. I'd be surprised if you're not taking it.
Well, Solas already did his thing, and yeah, Lankas.
All right.
That means I have Dark Vision on me then.
Infravision.
Infravision.
Infravision, yes.
That's
So
going to be an
basically you
experience
see
for
like
you.
basically you see similarly as the rest of the party.
Yeah, it might take you a bit of acclimatizing to how to use this new site you have.
Okay, so you then head to the yard where all of the cargo was being loaded onto the carriages. And Sergeant Ragan discusses with you guys where you want to be positioned on the various cars. It will be cramped inside the passenger cars, but you can squeeze like up to 10 people in there in each one. And that's not including anyone standing outside.
I guess those arrow slits are only really good for crossbows rather than bow and arrows because
No,
they require a lot more room.
They're good for bows or crossbows.
Not for slings.
No, not for slings.
That would be
Well,
impressive.
we can move around inside if we're in the cars. Braxton's going on the first car, and he'll probably spend a bit of time outside on the front trying to look to see where the train's going and see if there's anything on the other track.
If possible, I think some of our fighters might it would be good if they were positioned in on those cargo cars, some of them.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to see what was ahead of us, which isn't really easy with this thing making steam in front of us.
I think the engineer in the train are the ones that see best in front of us.
I know, and we can't go in there with them.
So there is enough space to the side that, you know, like you can, if you're careful, you can hang yourself off the side, you know, like stick your head out to the side to look ahead and look around the engine. They will have lamps on the front with light shining forward as well.
And this whole middle bit there's no pillars between the two tracks.
No.
Okay.
They're like arched ceilings, and they use a lot of both wood and stone, depending on the location and stuff like that, to, you know, buttress and arch the ceiling to minimize the danger of collapses and stone falls and stuff like that. And they're like every 10 to 15 to 20 feet, somewhere like that, depending on the location. So like they're very well engineered tunnels.
Yeah.
All right, so I do want you to move your tokens. You don't have to be on the car itself because the cars, like the maps for the cars, aren't really big enough to hold the tokens because each of your tokens is 5 by 5 feet. But I want an idea. I want to know where people are gonna be and what car. So Finn, you're going midway down along the cargo.
Correct.
Okay.
I figure that way I can respond to a problem at either end of the train quickly enough with the animal form.
Okay. And yeah, like certainly, like you could change into either a flying form or a form good at leaping to get up and down the cars fairly easily. So let's see. So Ockar, Bjornwolf, and Lankas, you guys want to be at the back?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for trouble and also keeping guard over Lankas since he's one of our spellcasters, and it's probably best not to leave him alone.
Okay.
You're the spellcaster now as well, don't forget.
But you want to be on the cargo car, on one of the standing areas. Correct?
Right. I'd probably be hanging out at
the very back
here, able to see what's behind us in case something tries to come up from behind.
Okay. So there are lamps at the back shining light behind as well.
Okay.
And they've got a blue plate over them, so it's shining blue light backwards.
Well, that's good.
Like every other cargo car has a small lamp on it as well, so that like it's shedding some light. You can see the walls, and it's not just like total darkness all the way up along the train.
Well, that's useful.
All right, so
where's Darrakar gonna go?
Darrakar, where do you want to go?
Any way I could ride shotgun at the front?
Well, Braxon and Lafdul are there. Is that?
I can move off the front. I don't have to be at the very front. Use out. You can.
So there's also like being inside the car. You know, like you can be inside the car. Keep in mind if you're outside, you're basically like holding onto the rail for that unless you move that whole time between the water stops.
Okay. Is there any way I could fire out if there were enemies around?
Yeah, so the passenger cars, you've got 2 flat areas with railings, and you could stand there holding onto the railing, have a missile weapon, that kind of thing. You could also kneel, or especially if you're tall enough, actually sit down. But there's no seat, so you're just like sitting on the floor plate there. Inside the
works.
passenger compartments, there's a little stove for warmth and benches. And also, you've got shuttered windows that you can have a crossbow ready at or a bow ready at. The dwarves who will be inside the car will be like that. That's how they're going to be positioned.
Yeah, I'd probably have my longbows, my shortbows, go-to weapon at the moment.
So I guess I'll go like one at a time. Braxon, how are you going to be riding? You want to be on that front plate?
Yeah, he wants to be on the front plate. He basically wants to get an eye of how these tunnels look and how easy it will be for somebody to come up on the other track and try and intercept us and get things off of our train.
Okay. The doors into the 2 passenger compartments, they do have bars, so you can close them and bar them.
Okay.
If need be. Lafdul, you're going to be inside with your bow ready, watching out one of the...
I guess. How precarious is sitting on top of the cart?
It's got a flat roof, but there is nothing set up to like really hold
If I
on
use my
to other than
crampons, that
you'd
help?
probably be damaging the roof.
What's the roof made out of?
Wood.
Yeah, I was thinking, could I like shape wood a seat up there?
That you'd probably end up making a hole because there isn't enough wood.
I can make a hatch though, actually, but then it would compromise the structure and integrity.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that in a moment. If I need to, yeah, I guess the only place I can be is like in the inside because those 2 are up front. So I just have my bow.
I mean, you could also be with Finn if you want.
I mean, you could be somewhere
No,
along the way,
'cause
yeah. Like you can be on
I
a
got
cargo.
Sacred Guardian cast on me. The idea is that me and Ockar have to be the furthest away from each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, mine's cast on Braxton, but as long as you're with Braxton, that's okay. The
Yeah,
idea
mine's
is if trouble happens on your side, then I know to go that way with Lankas and also tell Finn.
yeah, well, I'll know if you're in danger because then I'll tell the 3
All right,
people next to me.
hold on. You've cast Sacred Guardian. Who have you casted on? Because I didn't hear any. I heard talk about casting it, but other than Ockar saying he was,
I heard it a long time ago.
okay, I must have missed it. Other than Ockar casting it on Braxon, I didn't hear a specific on who was getting the cast on. So who have you casted on, Lafdul?
On Ockar.
Okay.
And I heard him say it a while ago, and I was trying to confirm it.
All right, and Solas, have you cast Sacred Guardian on anyone?
No.
Okay. So those are the only 2 Sacred Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Solas, you're going to be standing out on the back plate on the...
I'm next to the door, basically, on the behind of the...
Okay.
Ready to react.
Okay, so a dwarf will be out there. You'll have 5 dwarves inside the cabin with you, unless you want them elsewhere. Like their standard is 1 on outside of each passenger compartment, 1 on each cargo car, and then the rest inside the passenger compartments. That's their standard. But with Braxon and Darrakar up front, they're not gonna have 1 out there.
Hmm.
So does that seem good to you? 5 inside with you and 1 on the back plate?
Yeah, generally, I would say the majority of the dwarves should be towards the back.
They're spread out.
Front end. Yeah.
I think
Spread
that's
out because they are ready to protect the whole train.
Yeah.
We do need someone actually helping Finn. Okay.
Well, So Finn's going to be on a car with a dwarf. A dwarf is going to be on the other end of the car that Finn is on, and there's
Oh,
going to be
cards.
one on each cargo car. Like I've put them to
think
the
they're-
side here because I don't want to, like, necessarily put them on the tokens. I mean, on the cars themselves, just because it takes up so much space.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it still would be good to have someone kind of more along the train. It actually might be better if you guys are like, if we have 2 people kind of spread, one like a third and one 2/3 of the way down the train, rather than Finn just in the middle as the only one.
Well, Braxon wants to be on the front so that he can run forward if the train stops. If anyone else wants to move back, that's okay with me.
I need to be at the front because of my Sacred Guardian as well.
And I'm at the
I'm
back
in the-
end of my Sacred Guardian and keeping an eye out for things trying to ambush us from the back.
And I'm in the back because it was noted that that cart is less comfortable for people who are bigger. So I figure if there's someone else at the back, it should be me.
No, that's good call.
Okay, are you
Well-
actually going to be inside the carriage, or are you going to be on on one of the plates? Lankas.
I'm gonna be inside.
Okay.
But I'm also gonna be at the seat closest to the front, so
That's
I
fine.
can easily get out.
That's fine.
So
So
I guess
gonna
there's just 4 of us that all want to be in the front car.
I mean, like
gonna have
that's going to be
Bamble
closer. Like
in-
if you get ambushed, like the ambush is going to start at the front. So
Yeah.
like it's reasonable if that's what
Yeah.
you feel is appropriate. I don't want to tell you otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
going to
and I
tell
just
other
gave-
people to get out the front car because I
Yeah.
want to
And I
stay.
just- Yep. That was just my thought, but if
No,
you
it's a good
disagree, you
thought. It's
disagree.
a good thought. But
Okay, so on the back car, there will be 1 dwarf on the front plate. Ockar will be on the back plate, and then you'll have 4 warrior dwarves and the brakemen in the car itself. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So with that decided, the train will begin to get underway, but it is about time for us to take our break. So for
dun.
those watching on Twitch, good time to stretch your legs, get something to eat or drink, and we will be back in about 10 minutes, everyone.
Yeah. Make sure you concentrate on coming back and don't lose your train of thought.
Meanwhile, I'm going to railroad these players. Totally going to rail them. Anyway.
This is totally off the rails.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. That comes later. All right. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone.
With all these puns.
See you then.
See you shortly,
Right,
everyone.
city train, I
See
tell
you in
ya.
a bit.